So welcome back to this video, and today we're going to talk about uh, switch statements. Okay, so switch statements are kind of like else if statements. Okay, so these switch statements switch between different options. If this option is true, it goes in this section. If this option is true, it goes in this section. Kind of like the same concept in else if statements. Okay, so the structure for switch statements is simply just you say switch. Okay, so you just say switch, open the bracket, open the brace. Okay, and everything comes under the switch statement. And here, as usual, you have a condition in here. Let me just do that. So in here, this is where you're going to have the condition which will evaluate to either of the following cases. Okay, so you're going to have case 1 up to whatever number of cases that you're going to have. Okay, so in this tutorial, we are actually going to create, let's talk in terms of an example. Okay, so let's say we're going to create a user identification program, a program where if you entered your ID, okay, if you entered your ID, let's say your student number, okay, you say your student number, and then the program would actually identify who you are. Okay, so let's try that. So we're going, as usual, the student number should be stored in a variable. So I think that can be an integer, so we can say student number like that. Student number. For now we have nothing, so we can equate it to 0, and then we can ask the user to enter the student number. So we can say printf and ask the user enter student number, right? Okay, so we've asked the user to enter the student number, so this is just displaying information. So then we can capture data from the keyboard, %d student number. Okay, so now we have student number there. So student number comes in and we get the student number. So the conditions that we're going to test for are for a variable called student number. So student number is what we'll insert here, and this variable, so in actual sense here I mentioned that you're going to have a condition. It's actually a variable that you have in here, not a condition. Sorry about that. So and we're going to have different cases. So case 1, if you find that this student number is, let's say, 2013 00123, okay, that's someone's student number. Okay, and then you are going to have a command called break. Then you're going to have another case again where you have maybe some other student number 0013 like that. Then you're going to have a break. So this is the format that you need to follow. Switch statement, some variable which will be tested here. Okay, so if this number, or if this student number is this, the code that will be executed will be between the case and the break. If this student number, if the user enters this, the code that will be executed will be between this full colon and the break. Okay, so we can have maybe 3 cases, 20, 15, 06, 6, 7, 1, 2, 4, and we break. The last thing, just like in else if statements, the last thing that you put there is an else. So when you're using switch statements, the last thing that you should put is something that we call default. Okay, so default and break, like that. So default, this is where the code will go just in case it doesn't find any of these to be true. Okay, any of the cases to be true. So let's say I think now I can use, instead of using printf, I can use puts. Okay, so simply this is just a way of printing out information. You can use printf, you can use puts. Okay, so just puts just prints out something to your screen and adds a new line. Okay, mostly used for strings. So in this case, I'll say puts, and I'll say welcome. Let's say the owner of this student number is John. Okay, so I can say welcome John. And if you enter this other student number here, I can say welcome Mary. And if you enter this other student number here, I can say welcome Jen. Okay, and if none of these users is found, I can say no user found. Okay, so what this will do is that I will enter a student number, and then the switch statement will try to compare with the cases. Is this student number this number? No, so it skips. Is this student number this student number? No, it skips. Is this student number this student number? Yes, then it prints this, and it doesn't execute anything else. It doesn't execute anything below. If it finds this answer, it doesn't execute anything above. It just executes this section of the code in here. Okay, so let me just try to arrange it properly. Okay, so for code visibility. Okay, so we have such a situation. Okay, so let's try and run this program. Hopefully no error. Okay, so it says enter student number. So first of all, let's try to enter something that doesn't exist. Okay, 2001, 23, 32, it says no user found. Okay, and let's try to enter something that, a student number that exists. Let's say this one here, which is 2014 00123. It says welcome Mary. Okay, so I hope you do understand the switch statements and how they are actually used. Okay, see you in the next video.